Hey everybody, Dion Madison of Kanata Surf Club here. I'm the head coach and owner of this business. I'm the only coach. So I just wanted to give a brief rundown of how this works. It's the most common question that I get in the emails when people are looking to get some surf coaching. Number one, coaching works for everybody of all levels. So don't think of this as surf lessons in the classical way. I have that copy on my website. But I'm a mentor and somebody who's initiating you into surfing culture, teaching you how to read the ocean, read the surf reports, and understand how to surf in a holistic way, meaning knowing how to paddle, having a game plan before you go out into the lineup, understanding what level you are as you progress through the levels. Consider this something like a graduate education. There are different, although it's not as structured as an academic institution, that is how one should consider the investment in coaching with Kanatas as a graduate kind of education. So that's the kind of financial investment you're putting into it. It's also the kind of time spent on your own studying surfing that you're putting into it. And like that, the more that you put into it, the more that you're gonna get out of it. Okay, so what do you need to have? You need to have wetsuits. I have a blog post from 2016 that I have in the link below this that you can click about what kind of wetsuits you need. I coach here in New York. Our water temperature changes 30 to 40 degrees throughout the year. So sky's the limit with how many wetsuits you can have, but you need to have your own wetsuit gear. I do provide surfboards for all levels. Right now I'm mostly coaching on hard surfboards shaped by Jose Barahona, who's out in LA. Jose shaped some incredible surfboards. I believe that to get better at surfing, just like getting better at anything, having top quality equipment is going to get you there faster. For the advancing surfer and advancing intermediate surfers, as you can see behind me, I have a wide-ranging quiver of surfboards, and we can work through different models and help you understand what kind of fin setups and things like that are going to help your surfing. So don't worry about boards, but also if you have your own board, I do like to see what you're surfing so we can assess whether that is going to really aid your practice. Because you always want to pick equipment, conditions, and situations that are going to further your surfing and not hold it back. Or if it holds it back, at least that you can get that view on it so that you can eliminate the things that are doing the holding back and implement better tools and better habits. So how does it work? Well, coaching, first of all, helps everybody at every level. The top pros use coaches. I myself take advice from other people and have been taking advice from people about my surfing my whole entire life. I'm always endeavoring to make my own surfing better, and most surfers do endeavor to make their own surfing better. It's a lifelong learning process. So there's no place of stopping, and there's some level of coaching that can help every level of surfer. That said, I clearly sell my services in packages. There's a 3-session, a 5-session, and a 10-session package. And so a common question is, which one should I get? All right, so there's no one best way to pick the packages. If you're a very new beginner, you do need 10 sessions bare minimum. But there really is, that's the best bang for your buck. It lowers the cost per session and it commits yourself to your surfing practice. I have to say that again, you want to think of this like a course, like a class in a graduate education or like a language course, right? If you take French and you're only going once a week for 6 months, you're gonna learn more slowly and less than somebody that goes 5 days a week and then takes a trip to France. So the more that you can invest and commit, the more you're gonna get out of the coaching. That's just a basic principle of learning in general, especially learning something hard. So that said, what the best thing to do is just to send me an email, tell me where you're at, tell me what you want with your surfing. Tell me your background with swimming and with other sports. Because the one sport that crosses over the best to surfing is swimming. It's not a one-to-one, but I have found in my experience that swimmers have the paddling skills necessary that fast tracks them a little bit more, and the comfort in the water. So that's the best place to start, is just going down to the bottom of the website, sending me an info email, and telling me about your background, telling me what you want to get out of surfing, and then telling me about your schedule, how much time you can reasonably devote to your surfing practice. Okay? That's how you start. So go down to the bottom there. If this is something that you want to do and you've committed, send me an info. For the complete beginner, the advanced beginner, and the person moving to intermediate, I've seen the most success in people that stay in 10 or 5 session packages. And there's no expiration. The people that begin, if they front load heavy, so do most of their surfing in coaching sessions, and if my schedule is not available, surf as much as they can in between coaching sessions. Basically, the more time and energy you devote to your surfing practice and to getting help with this surfing practice, the faster you get better. That's not always reasonable for everybody. Time and money are limited commodities, but more is more with surfing and with all things education. So the Canadas method is the same in that regard. So you figure out your own budget, your own time, how much you can allot to this. You purchase whichever package works for you. I see that you've purchased, I email you, then we set up the intake session. So regardless of where you're at in your surfing, for the most part, I require a virtual intake unless you're definitely an advanced intermediate and you already show me that you have the surf forecasting, wave knowledge, and surf cultural history knowledge. It's pretty easy to demonstrate if you do know it. I can sense it right away. That you can just get straight into the in the water practice with me. But for most people, there's a 2-hour intake, which is on surf culture, surf history, and on oceanography, and on the physics of waves, and on my method in a more in-depth way so that you know how to schedule with me. Because I want you to do a lot of the work reading the surf forecast for your own ability level so that you're getting better. Okay, so once the intake is done, again, either 2 1-hour sessions or 1 big 2-hour session, then it's time to schedule. You text me. Sometimes I put you on a list of people who have requested those days and those times. In your request, you will tell me something about your prediction of the surfing conditions and why you think it's good for your level. And then I will be like, yeah, great, I'll put you on the list. I get back to you because we're dealing with the ocean and we're dealing with weather, and this stuff changes all the time. That's why there's no schedule on this website. It's all about being in touch with the ocean, being in touch with the weather patterns locally so that you can pick the best conditions for your surfing. They don't always have to be ideal. The best conditions for your surfing, there's a big wide range. And so you want to surf as much as possible. So you're going to see all kinds of variability in the kind of conditions that suit you where you are in your practice for whatever you're working on, wherever you're at. For complete beginners, I keep you in 1-to-1 sessions until you're completely in control of your equipment. You can read waves and understand lineups. So it's the opposite of the other surf school model. It's not the cheaper route of entry to get in on a semi-private basis. If you want a semi-private session, that has to be with, from the beginning, it has to be with a close friend or partner or child, something like that. So you qualify for semi-private with me. So I never do more than 3-to-1 with me in the water, but the people that qualify for semi-private can catch waves with ease, pretty much stand up every time. You're working on more advanced stuff like lineup rotation, cutbacks, floaters, and maybe trying to get tubed and things like that. So that's a really important thing. There aren't semi-private sessions for the complete beginner. That is something that you qualify for with me. So until you're really in control of your equipment, you're going to be just with me, and I'm going to help you get your technique down and help you understand the ocean better and feel safe out there. Okay, so that's the basic rundown. The steps. Send me a little info down there. We can discuss which package is going to be best for you. Buy the package, do the intake, then we go surfing. Then you get better at surfing, and that's what this is all about. You get better at surfing so that you can experience more joy in your own life, and you can share more waves with other people in the water because you can see other people and you can see waves, lefts, rights, closeouts, and it all really starts to make sense and become integrated in your life in a meaningful and holistic way. Look forward to helping you out.